Hi, everyone, and welcome to episode 3 of the Omniverse Chronicles Star Wars, Force, and Destiny. I am so excited to get started. I am joined once again by a cavalcade of amazing players and, of course, our guest GM. If you could all just quickly go around the proverbial table and let chat know who we've got playing today.
Hi, everybody. I am Andrew Mours, your guest GM for this arc, and I'm so excited to dive into this once again. More Star Wars! That was too much. Yeah, I'll dial it back.
No more excitement, or else. Hello, everyone. I am Will. You can find me everywhere as Lab Analysis, like literally everywhere. It's a problem. Yeah, I'm also hyped for more Star Wars. Set phases to stun. I'm all ready. Let's do it.
Kim, can we just cut his mic like for the rest of the stream?
I'll see what I can do.
You just got Survivor voted off. Way to go. Hi, Percy Davis.
It's my intro. It's my turn.
Sorry. You can do your thing.
Hi, Percy Davis, Big Purse. You can get me at Big Purse Universe on Twitter. Wrestler, commentator, all around a guy. I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to use my lightsaber and not drop it.
And I'm Rev, and I'm the co-host of Journey Indiana, which is a travel show about all the places that you can go to in the Midwest every Wednesday on PBS.
And that's the only place that you'll ever know.
Oh yeah, and
from.
you can also find me at the Crit Show.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
All right, Andrew, take it away.
All right, so... Hi, guys. Welcome to Star Wars, Force, and Destiny. Every week, I like to get a little bit more into this game that we play. It's one of my favorite systems for a number of reasons. The narrative aspects of the dice, the fact that it's just plain Star Wars, and all of that. But before we get into today's session, I wanted to talk just a little bit about combat in this system. Combat in Star Wars Force and Destiny functions like most RPGs, except for the Powered by the Apocalypse games that you're probably most familiar to hearing about because you came here from the Crit Show. But this game, sorry, Kim, I saw that look on your face. But in a typical combat round in this game, everybody has an action and a maneuver, and then as many incidentals as they want to do. An action is an attack or using a skill, a lightsaber check, a brawl check, or a streetwise check, if you can make that work. A maneuver is taking a moment to aim your weapon, or taking a movement from one place to another, holstering your gear, interacting with the environment around you, things like that. Basically, it's your move, and your action is your action, for lack of a better word. And then we have things called incidentals, which are things like talking, dropping your item to the ground, letting someone go when you've been holding them in place. And you can do as many incidentals as you want during your turn. A typical combat round just functions by going from one turn to the next, as in any standard RPG. And I don't know why I thought that would take a while to explain. That's really how combat goes. There is one more thing to talk about, and that is initiative and the different slots that you move in, and we will get into that if and when we actually encounter a combat in this episode, which, who knows, might happen, might not happen, might happen immediately, might never happen. As we were discussing before this stream, we might go through this entire game without combat, just sneaking our way around, at which point Will mourn his fantastic lightsaber-based character.
But I'm gonna have a great
Pacifist
time.
run.
But speaking
Cannot wait.
speaking of Will's character, I would like to take a moment to
What now? Oh, carry on. Sorry.
to introduce our characters a little bit mechanically. So if you guys wouldn't mind, I'd like to go around the horn and have everybody tell the audience what class you're playing, which in Star Wars is what career and then specialization you're playing. And tell us a little bit about that. So Will, why don't you go first? Now, you were playing, what's that, a Starfleet ensign? Was that what it was?
Oh yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, I'm actually in Ops Division. So
Hmm.
I'm currently like I graduated from the academy, mainly focusing on. Anyway, the main point is, let me check my statistics. I am playing the warrior.
You have the
Uh,
paper version? You
yeah, I
printed
printed
it?
mine out. I've got a printout of my character sheet. I've got a printout of the cheat sheet, which is 11 pages long, by the way.
What is this,
So that's
1990? Get the heck out of here. Good
it's called a pen
lord.
and paper RPG for a reason, everyone.
It's
Take
called
it
a-
seriously.
It's called a tabletop RPG. I don't see a table anywhere.
The computer's mounted on a tabletop. Stop bullying me.
Um, I'm playing a warrior, so that means I'm all about like it's kind of the more aggressive fighter type, whereas the guardian types are more kind of like defensive, protective. The warrior is all about heading straight first into the fray. My specific specialization of warrior is called the Shicho Knight, which is people who focus on the Form 1 of lightsaber combat, which is kind of the more... back when lightsabers were first being developed, it was kind of like an extension of original swordplay techniques. Because fun thing about Force and Destiny, if you use a standard old-timey just longsword, you use the lightsaber fighting skill. Which is just something interesting about this game that I was looking at when I was making my character. So yeah, my entire basis is around kind of the more... It's one of the more archaic forms of... It's the most archaic form of lightsaber combat because it's Form 1. But it's the very basics of swordplay, which includes, all the standard martial types. So that's kind of what I'm going for. That's why my lightsaber's kind of got a little crossguard thing going on there because, well, hey, Chicho Knight.
And I cannot wait to see you launch into the Shisho form
God.
of lightsaber
Oh, is that how you
combat.
pronounce it? Sorry.
I don't know. I did not mean to jump in and say Will's ignorant. No, that your explanation actually just made me very,
man.
very happy hearing about all of that.
That was
Did my
amazing,
research.
bro.
Kim, why don't you take it away and tell us a little bit about Laura and what she is and does?
Sure. I have the career of Sentinel, which are your investigators, your rogues, your force users who are kind of skirting the side of the law. And I actually have two specializations. My primary one is the Shadow, which is all about like staying stealthy and sneaking up on your opponents. It's also about I have a lot of bonuses in things like streetwise and cunning. I'm good at picking locks. I'm basically like a Star Wars version of a fantasy rogue. And my second specialization, I put a few experience points into the Shien expert, which is the lightsaber specialization for the Sentinel. Laura is not planning to use her lightsaber that much. She mostly just uses it defensively, which is why Shien Expert is a great choice for her. This is the Form 5 of lightsabers, which is primarily based around aggressive defense. So I've put a few points into that so I can do things like redirect blaster fire.
Aggressive defense is probably one of my favorite terms.
Nothing like blocking someone's face with your fist, right? Like, let's go.
Percy, why don't you tell us a little bit about Utambu?
Utambu is on the path of the Jedi Consular. These are the the diplomats, the folks that would rather their words and their presence guide them through the Force and try to assist others through the Force. His specialization, however, much like my last two compatriots, is of the lightsaber specialization, and he is a Niman disciple, which is the act of self-defense. It is Form 6, and it's considered one of the more combined versions of the previous forms, as in a way to defend himself in every way that he needs to. So he doesn't like to get hit, and if he has to hit, he will, and he'll do it well. It's also the form that Darth Maul used, and I love Darth Maul. I love him so much.
Let's just take a moment and think about Darth Maul.
Can I get an F in the chat phase, like, combined 3 minutes of screen time? Guy came out here, had 0 lines, had one of the greatest fights in the entire trilogy, probably. I don't know, I haven't seen the rest of them. And then just went out. So, you know, got to hand it to him.
Went out the goat. That's all I gotta say.
And speaking of awesome characters with double-bladed lightsabers,
Mm,
Rev,
I like your
tell us a
segue.
little bit about
Segue.
Rendul.
Yes. Rendul is on the path of the Guardian, which was mentioned before that they are the type that focus on the defense of others. And my specialization is the Sarisu Defender. The Sarisu Defender is really draw a line in the sand and make sure that no one or nothing gets past it. It is Form 3. It is the form that Obi-Wan uses, and it is also the form that most Temple Guardians use. Their moves, their forms are things like Circle of Shelter, if that gives you any sense of what is important for them. And it's a lot of being able to redirect the strike back, because the Sarisu Defender is unique in that I can use intelligence to make my lightsaber strike. So it is about studying the opponent, the environment, and using those things to my advantage instead of using strength or dexterity.
I can do this all day.
All right. Well, now that we know a little bit more about the mechanics behind these characters, why don't we go ahead and deal with the mechanics to start this session? So at the end of every session, we do a morality roll, and I'm doing it so that we're doing it at the beginning of every session based off of the last session. So I think those words all made sense in that order, but I'm not sure. Stop me if they didn't. Now, since nobody made any real dark side decisions last session, nobody did anything really that generated any conflict, we're all just rolling a straight D10, and your morality can only go up. So everybody, why don't you go ahead and give me a D10 roll, and we'll see how far that takes you on the path of the light. All right, Will.
Oh,
What'd you
yeah,
get?
I rolled a 10.
Nice.
10. All right.
Good boy points.
Our resident goodest boy, Kanan.
He is the goodest
He
boy.
is the goodest boy. I got a 6.
6 for Laura. Utambu.
I got a 10.
Utambu, yeah,
Also
boy.
the goodest boy.
And if I'm not mistaken, Utambu was already a paragon of the light side.
Yeah.
Literally,
I am now.
mechanically the goodest boy.
Yes.
I am at
Really
a
good wisdom,
whopping 86 mortality.
Mortality.
Morality.
Like,
I am
Utambu
only
just
less
straight out here
godlike.
losing limbs.
Oh,
I
This is
spent
a
all that
session.
from being God.
And Rendul.
It's far less impressive now, but I got a 9,
Oh, wow.
Still impressive.
right?
Everybody rolled above average. Most of you rolled, at close to the max. So 10, 10, 9, and a 6. I mean, that's
We are an exclusively good voice
35
point
out
area.
of a possible 40.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
that's
pretty rad.
incredibly good. You guys are incredibly good, mechanically speaking.
Hmm.
All right. So that's plus 10, right?
That is plus 10 to your morality score.
Okay.
And last thing we need to do is the destiny roll. So everybody go ahead and give me a force die. Or roll me a force die.
This is
This is the one.
oh boy.
This is the one that can get
Okay.
crazy. That's the white die, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is the white die.
This is the one where we
Ooh.
all roll 8 dark side points and
Okay.
Please do.
No, don't.
I want some stuff
Ooh.
to play with this session.
Mm.
What did Kanan
Mm.
roll?
I rolled 1 dark side.
1 dark side. Laura,
I'm gonna go ahead
Yes.
and balance it back out with 1 light side.
1 light side. Utambu,
I'm gonna unbalance it and produce 1 dark side.
Oh no.
1 dark side.
Oh, I see.
And Rendul,
I'm going to double that with 2 dark side.
No!
Wait! Yeah, boys, that's what I'm talking about. 4 dark side points, 1 light. Let's
Hey,
go.
no,
boy.
we get 2, right? Because Utambu is such a good boy.
Oh yeah,
That is
Utami
correct.
does have good boy powers.
Oh, nice.
Because Utambu is a light side paragon, we add another light side point to the pool.
Okay.
So 2 light side, 4 dark side.
Oh no.
On that note, Kim, I think it's time to roll the crawl. When last we left off, our heroes were descending some stairs in the Jedi Temple, and Utambu tripped and started rolling down the stairs. In that split moment, though, Laura reached out with the Force and used her misdirect power to create an illusion around him, masking the sound that he made, so he silently fell down stair by stair until he landed at the entrance to a medical bay. In that medical bay, we see a figure sitting cross-legged on the floor. Her back to Utambu, she does not seem to have seen him. All around her, you see the stark darkness of this medical bay. Tables line the walls. Bacta tanks, some active, some inactive, are scattered here and there. What appear to be powered down droids stand in the back of the medical bay. Looking at them, you think that they were used for surgery or to patch up wounded Jedi after training, and that sort of thing. But Utambu, you now lay on the floor, staring up at the back of this woman. You are not making a sound at the moment. What do you want to do?
As Utambu kind of like gets his bearings and he looks up and he notices her. I guess he's trying to get like he's trying to see like what all she has on her. Like obviously she's like sitting down. He wants to see if she's like an armed opponent and such. Like if he sees like a blaster on her hip or anything like that.
You see nothing outside of her flowing blue and green robes. But if you want to notice a little bit more about her, why don't you go ahead and roll me a perception check. Average.
All right, hold up. Let's see what I got for perception.
I was going to suggest that you just go, hello there, and do that whole thing.
Hello there. It's I, Utambu Oto, the guy that definitely said that.
Shing, 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 shing.
87 lightsabers pop out all at once from this lady. Utamu screams in fear. 2 successes, 1 threat.
2 successes and 1 threat. So, you start to pick yourself up, and in looking at her, you notice there is no lightsaber on her belt. You don't see anything that looks like a weapon. What is something that you want to notice in this room?
I want to know all the exit points. I want to know what other places we were able to get to.
You see two doors coming off of this medical bay on the far side of the room. One to the right, one to the left. There is additionally a corridor that breaks off before you go into the room proper, that goes off in both directions. And you see stairs continuing to go down. So you see one here, one there, and stairs going down.
Okay. And then after
And
seeing her physical persons and realizing that there's no weapon, Utambu reaches out with the Force to try to get a sense of her current thoughts using the sense power and the specialization sense thoughts.
go ahead and roll your check.
It's- it says spend dark side like side. Is that what that little
So
circle is?
you will roll a force die,
Hmm.
and spending light side, dark side means spend a light side point or a dark side point.
Oh boy, let's find out what Utambu gets, baby. Oh, that's one dark side.
So you don't have to use it if you don't want to. But if you do want to get a sense of what this person is thinking, you will need to tap into the dark side.
Hmm. I guess Utambu, knowing that it is wrong to probe deeper into the mind of another person, realizing that it's one of the worst acts you can elicit upon another person, as he reaches out and he's not able to make this connection, he drops it as it must be what the Force wills. And if that is the case, it is Utambu's will.
If I may interject, though,
Oh.
there is a nagging thought in the back of Utambu's mind right now, saying, the Force in and of itself is not evil. How could this be so wrong? To reach out and touch her mind as you would be doing it to protect your comrades.
What a moral quandary you put poor Utambu into. And at that thought, Utambu closes his eyes and he tries to latch onto that thought. And with it, he latches on to a memory of his family, the horrendous living conditions they lived in on a backwater planet, subjugated by other people. And I think that's what snaps him out of that ideology is what was elicited upon him and his family to make them think themselves lesser of others and to pray for this Force for liberation, and then finally getting it, it would be a dishonor upon the Jedi that saved him and the light side that he follows. So I don't know if I gotta like force that down. It's like, all right, Dark Urge is repressed.
You can do whatever you want. I am merely giving voice to the temptations of the dark side within your head. That's why I'm here. That's how I get my kicks. Now, I'm going to go ahead and spend your threat.
Oh.
Thick.
As you hear a voice call out from the room ahead of you, you are a coward.
You knew I was here the whole time.
Only when you reached out to touch my mind. I felt you knocking, and I felt you pull back.
It is not my home to invade. I merely wish to get an understanding of who is in our temple.
Our temple, yes. She stands and turns to you, and you see the ornate mask on this woman's face stretching out on either side of her. Her eyes completely hidden. You wonder to yourself for a moment, is she blind? What could be the cause of this mask? And she seems to look you up and down. Our temple, yes. You seem to understand little of the Force. It is what connects us. My mind, your mind. They are one and the same.
You are correct in how little I know of the Force. I am merely its vassal, and I am hoping it guides me to make the right decisions. And ripping into another person's mind, that is not right. If we are so connected, then open your mind to me. Let me know why you are here.
She stretches out her arms. I invite you then. Come and see.
Yeah, I'm about to Vulcan mind meld. It's crazy.
Sick. If that's the case, I don't know if you want me to roll again, or if you're trying to bait me into using my dark side point again. Because if that,
She is asking you to reach out with the Force. Go ahead and roll again.
watch it be 2 dark side
Come
points
on,
this
come
time.
on, come on, come on.
It's like, oh yes, Utambu, be a bad boy. Ha! Dark side point.
Oh, okay.
And with that, Utambu feels her words meld with the voice that was nagging at him at the beginning in regards to, if it's a part of the Force, it can't be so wrong. And with her open invitation, Utambu gladly reaches out into her mind to get a sense of her thoughts.
You hear silence. In your mind, all of the thoughts that were running through your head, the general chatter that we hear on a day-to-day basis of this and that, is quieted. You get a sense of emptiness until you start hearing the beating as if of a heart. Bum, 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 bum. Your vision goes black. You find yourself standing on the surface of a burnt out world. All around you, you see black and gray stones as ash envelops you and surrounds you in every direction. Everywhere you look, you see the charred remains of a civilization, the charred remains of people. And before you stands this woman. You wished to see. Tell me, what shall I show you?
What happened here? This destruction. This cannot be real.
You wished to know of the Force. It is what I heard from you. You are a student, a scholar, one who wishes to truly understand that which is in front of him. This, she gestures around here, this is the power of the Force. All in one moment.
And he's kind of caught, like taken aback, because it's almost his own philosophy thrown back at him that there are always 2 sides. There is light side and there is dark side, but there is always the Force. And this is Utambu's first time seeing the magnitude at which the dark side can be used. And But why? The force flows through all of us. Why would something like this happen? Who would do this?
Are you familiar with the world of Qatar? The history? The people that once walked here? And the Sith Master who enveloped them?
I don't know, DM. Am I? Because Percy is. Shout out to my
Then I think
my
then I think then I think Utambu is.
Qatar. It was a world inhabited by the Miraluka. Powerful, force sensitives. Those able to see through the force. They were destroyed by a Sith master. No, a lord even. But this is... It's just worse than any nightmare I ever could have imagined. That surely one man could not be this powerful. Not through the force.
Perhaps. Perhaps not. You wish to know me. So I take you to my home. And the ash starts to swirl around you. And you find yourself now standing on a space station, looking out over the Empress Tita system. The woman now stands beside you. Tell me, you seemed unnerved by what I showed you.
I am no stranger to violence and to struggle, but to snuff out life, using that which envelops everything, you, me, everything, large, small, to inflict that upon any other person, any other people. That is not the force. That cannot be.
Oh, but it is. One day you will come to understand that the force is balance. There is great good and there is great evil. All of us have a part to play in that great tapestry. She turns her head, and you follow her gaze for a moment and see a small Miraluka girl with short, silvery blonde hair and an ornate green and black mask. She is kneeling on the ground amidst a few other children. They look to be preteens. She looks back at you. I do not know how your story began, but I know the part I have to play in this tapestry. What will you weave?
And Utambu kind of takes a moment to just look at his hand, a grounded version of himself, and I reached out into your mind gladly, almost hungry for the knowledge that you are going to give me. There are two sides. But like you said, there is great death. And with it, great life. That is the part I want to play.
Very well. And the vision clears around you, and you find yourself now standing face to face with this woman. 5, 6 feet between the two of you. And what is this great life you have to share with the world?
We will bring the Jedi back. We'll go throughout the galaxy. We will try to mend the wounds of those that inflict them, and bring to justice those that have inflicted them. That's why we are here.
That is a worthy goal. But some of us are blessed with the power to see. I saw your arrival. It is why I waited here for you. And I also saw your death. I think at this point, it would be unreasonable to assume that the other three of you are just hiding off in the distance.
Just Scooby-Dooing it. Just
He's got it.
Why don't we-
Let's just
why don't-
watch this play out.
Three heads just like stacked on top of each other, like poking out from the side of the door. Ruh-roh!
What's
Sorry,
going on with
Explorer, I
everybody
don't think
else?
things are going so hot. I think Kanan's just kind of like just kind of like waiting for like a cue to go in and be a big damn hero, but kind of gets that something really intense is happening in there and doesn't want to act too rashly because he still doesn't know. We don't know that any vision happened. We just think these two, like, they were talking before the vision happened, right? Like they were discussing and talking aloud, so we would have heard that. And then how long were they silent for while Tumble was like spacing out?
Probably a minute. I apologize. I muted my mic because I'm drinking
That's it.
sparkling water, and that is not something to do on mic.
So yeah, we heard them space out for like a minute. So Kane's probably just going.
Yeah,
to the others,
I'd be
so.
looking to Rendul, who's
Yeah.
like my senior.
I think I slowly start walking down the stairs. For the most part, you don't go in with that thing ignited while there's still conversation happening.
And to clarify, he has not ignited his lightsaber because that's super obvious.
we see the finger, the thumb go from the igniter to down, just like, oh no, you're right.
Go on, make my day.
So yeah, I imagine us, coming down the stairs as this kind of final sentence is being said about seeing Utambu's death.
And kind of like as you guys round the corner, he like keeps staring at her, and then he slowly turns to everybody just to kind of just give them like a nod to let them know that as of right now there is no immediate danger. Then what of this temple? You see my death, but do you see the return of the Jedi?
The Jedi are dead, and they simply do not know it yet. And at that, I'm going to do you guys a favor. I'm going to flip 3 of these dark side points I have.
Oh, great.
Oh no.
Hold up.
Oh no.
Wait a minute.
Hold the phone, gang.
And 3 droids along the wall power up and step forward with blasters poised.
That doesn't look like medical equipment.
I will give you one chance. Live, survive, fight another day.
We have set foot in this temple now, and I think that having just said that to Kanan, there is a twin yellow glow that appears in this room.
At that, Kanan would like to also point out, speak as well and go, "With all due respect, ma'am, if we fight another day, every day of our lives, we never fight for anything."
Let's roll for initiative.
Well said, Kanan.
All right. Now for a fun part
My big hero
of combat.
boy.
There are two types of initiative rolls in this game. One time when you expect that a combat will happen, one kind when you do not expect combat. I believe it is fair to say that everyone expected combat here. So what you are going to give me is a cool check with no difficulty, and then just tell me what the result is. So whatever your cool is, go ahead and roll it.
Believe it or not, I have a point in this.
You're so cool, bro.
Right?
Okay.
Where I'm like so icy.
Dude, straight up, you are on the nar, now, man.
Holy shit, that's way better than I should have gotten.
Actually, what is my cool? Because I also have it. Sick.
All right, Kanan, what did you get?
I got 1 success and 2 advantages.
Good job.
That is also what I got.
Ooh.
That is also what I got.
Okay. I got 1 success and 1 advantage.
Okay. So the way this works, advantages are a tiebreaker when you have the same number of successes, but initiative in this game is a little bit different than others in that you do not have an assigned slot in the initiative order. What we have are PC slots and NPC slots. So you all rolled better than the NPCs. I rolled 4 advantages for the lady in front of you and 1 advantage for the droids. So what we're going to start with for every combat round is 4 player character slots. PC slot, PC slot, PC slot, PC slot. How many times can I say that before it sounds weird? Just the one time, okay.
Wasn't weird till you made it.
And then 4 NPC slots. So the way it works is whenever there's an NPC, whenever there's a PC slot, whoever wants to take it can take it. You can go in whatever order you think makes sense. And we are going to start with a PC slot. So tell me, who wants to go first here?
Ah,
I vote Kanan.
Do it. Do it.
don't tempt me.
I absolutely vote you for the
Okay,
fact that you just
sure.
delivered the fucking hot fire line.
Yeah.
Cool, yeah, I'll do it. So this lady is like a person who, like, I feel like, because of various Shicho Knight things and all that sort of stuff, I think the fight with that lady seems like more of a battle of wills than a battle of lightsabers, but droids I can fucking go to town on. So let's, yeah. What kind of range am I to these droids? Am I like in a good range to just start swinging?
So you are within short range of these droids. You will need to make 1 maneuver to move to an engaged range.
So normally, for most people, actually igniting a lightsaber is a maneuver. But for me, I'm a quick draw dude, so I just and I'm up, and that's an incidental for me.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah, just. So Kanan ignites the lightsaber, and it's a 2-handed great lightsaber, and this big old beam of purple energy shoots out, and the crossguard kind of as well. Because I'm here to fight. I will move to engage with one of these droids as my maneuver.
Okay. So you run past Utambu and this woman and move into engaged range with the droids. I assume you're going to take a swing at them?
You know what? I think I might.
Okay.
Do I have any difficulty dice from armor and stuff?
So, for these guys, no, you do not.
So I'm just, and it's difficulty 2 because it's a melee strike, right?
Correct. So 2 purples and no defense to worry about.
Cool. Let me just see. How much other stuff have I got to worry about? Oh, this is fine.
I believe in you.
Oh my god. Okay. 2 successes and 1 triumph.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yay! Okay, so how much damage do you do?
My base damage is 7 because I have a great lightsaber, and I think for every additional success I get above 1, I do 1 extra damage. I think that's how.
Yes.
So
Or
8
for
damage.
every success that you get, every net success.
Oh, right. So that's 9 damage, and then a
Right.
triumph, which I can do something with. Which I believe, because a triumph counts as 2 advantages, right?
It in most cases, yes. You can spend it to crit, or you can spend it as you would to advantages.
God, I'd really love to crit on my first attack of the entire campaign.
Do the rest of us have to go?
Yeah, we're just like we like ask the lady. It's like,
Alright.
hey, can we step aside? He's about to go. Absolutely loco.
I don't know how critting works, but I'd like to do it.
Okay, so how that works is I really should have told you guys to get a D100 out as well, because that is how critting works. You roll a D100 and we pull up the critical injury off of the corresponding critical injury table. If you want, I can roll it for you, or you can roll it
Nah,
yourself.
I've loaded one up.
All right.
So that's 7 base, 2 successes. So that's 9 damage as a base.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a lightsaber, it ignores all your soak and all your armor, if you have any.
Yep.
Rolling a D100 for my crit. That will be. It's wanting to make me accept a cookie. I don't want to do that. 21.
I like Septicus.
21. Okay. You got off balance. So the next check that this droid does, they will have a setback die added to their dice pool. So you strike this thing and you knock it back a step. You do not kill it, but you give it a nice slice right through the center.
Cool.
All right. We've got another PC slot. Who wants to take it?
I vote one of you two.
Okay.
I think you know what I'm gonna do.
Sure. Yeah, I will go. So I'm going to use my maneuver to pull out my light blaster. Is that correct? That's a maneuver to grab a
Right.
weapon. Fantastic. Then I'm just gonna shoot one of these droids.
All right. So there's the one that Kanan is engaged with, or the other two. Do you have a preference?
How injured does the one that Kanan's wailing on look?
Let's see. From across the room, you see a nice chunk out of it,
Okay.
but it still looks like it's not ready to fall over yet.
Okay, well, the video game player in me says that you should probably focus and bring them down as opposed to spreading out damage. So I'm going to attack the one that Kanan's engaged with.
All right. Now let's see. That is at short range, so that is an easy check, difficulty 1.
Fantastic.
However, these droids do have ranged defense of 1, so add a setback die to your check.
Cool. And the setback are the black dice?
Yes.
Cool. I just want to make sure I am rolling all the things I'm supposed to be.
Oh.
Okay. 4 successes.
Woo!
All right. So what kind of damage does that do?
So my blaster is 5 damage.
All right. So that is a total of 9 damage.
Goodness.
So you take a shot at this thing and you nail it right in the head, and it starts teetering back and forth, and it is still standing, but it looks like it's about to fall over. All right. PC slot. Utambu or Rendul?
Not knowing what this woman is going to do and seeing Utambu standing before her, I will go and I'm going to do Circle of Defense. So I make a hard move, and for every success I get, I can add a person to the effect, and for every 2 advantages, I can up their defense by 1 additional from the first one. That was a convoluted way to say it, but
I think I get
No
what
idea
you're
that
saying,
means,
though.
but-
yeah.
So, Circle of Defense, is that a talent that you have?
It is. Yep.
Okay.
And
So,
it is an action.
awesome. I just want to see what exact check you are rolling. Although I assume you know. What kind of a
Yeah, it's
check is
a
that?
lightsaber check.
Oh, awesome.
Can I ask a question just to clarify things, how the positioning is?
Yes, go for it.
Okay. Utambu is already in like super close range, right?
Yes. So think of it this way. The woman is kind of in the center of the room. Utambu is at pretty much an engaged range with her. Laura and Rendul are behind Utambu, and you have run past all of them to get into engagement with the droids.
Oh, okay.
Which looks super cool when mine and the woman's cloaks go flying because you have dashed past us.
Just both hands
And-
behind my back, Naruto running it out
No,
there.
Yes.
Nope. Veto.
My question, my
Destiny
question was
point.
mostly, my question was mostly because Rev said that he ignited his lightsaber before combat started. He can spend his maneuver to get close to Utambu to defense him. which
I
he
don't have
wouldn't
to.
do.
I can do it within short range.
Oh, is it just like an? Oh, okay. Oh,
yeah,
it's like
it
an
is
aura?
not a. Yeah, it's a.
That's
It is
awesome.
a larger circle to protect numerous people.
Nice.
Cool.
All right. So, Rev, why don't you go ahead and make your hard lightsaber check then?
So 1 success and 3 advantages. So the character plus 1 ally within range per success. So Utambu. So he and I both have a +2 to defense while I'm doing this.
Okay, that is
Sick.
awesome. So any attack against the two of you until your next turn, or no, until the beginning of the next turn, will have 2 black dice added to them.
And is that melee and ranged?
Yes. If it doesn't specify, it is both.
Sick.
Because I can deflect both.
Now,
The idea-
Rev, go ahead.
No, I'm being stupid. But the idea of just like Reb's character being able to babysit and hack and slash is amazing. For the fact that he's spinning it and Utama's about to get hit, and he's just like, nope,
Nope.
just a wide swing of it. Just nope.
Now, Rev, you do still have a maneuver available to you. So, what you could do with that is you could also attempt to assist Utambu with whatever he's going to do next. Give him a blue die. You could
Yeah.
take a guarded stance to up your melee defense. You could take cover as well to up your ranged defense. What are you thinking?
Boy, yeah, I think I'm gonna go into a defensive stance as well.
Okay.
Man, you're
All
looking
right.
real Temple Guardian-y right now. Utambu's just like,
Space dads.
Space dads.
I saw that too. Just the
Utambu.
idea of
Utambu.
Rendul and Utambu back to back with just the baby Bjorns of
Yeah.
Kanan and Laura.
Utambu's like chest is like just rippling with man sweat as the two
This
of
is
them
like-
very supercharged as they fight together. It's like, don't worry, Utambu, I've got your back.
This is like the fan art that I need of like a normal size Utambu and Rendul, and then Kanan and Laura like the size of Powerpuff Girls, like trying to like leap away, getting their arm
Flying
with
bricks.
a lightsaber and like a blaster.
blaster. Yeah.
Utambu and Rendell have like weirdly big hands as well.
Yes, please.
It's a bit of deep
What that
lore there.
Kids,
All right.
what are you going to do?
Well, we've got
Anyway.
one more PC slot, and I believe that goes to Utambu. So, Percy, what are you thinking?
Utambu kind of like drops his head as he pulls back his cloak to pull out his lightsaber. You do not have to do this, ma'am. You can leave. He's gonna try to convince her to not fight us.
Okay.
Because he is of the confidence, unbelievably so amount of confidence out of Utambu in regards to almost prideful in his team and how much they care about this temple and completing this mission, that he knows that the loss of another Force user is not going to add to what they want to do. And so he's like just kind of like pulled his like cloak back and is like about to bring his lightsaber out, and he's like, "You do not have to do this. You can leave."
Okay. So mechanically speaking, then I'm going to give you the opportunity again to act after her turn.
Mhm.
So she is going to put her hands in front of her face and then reach one hand out towards Utambu and one towards Rendul. Yeah, that's enough points.
Oh, great.
No. Oh, no.
Go on.
And both of your lightsabers fly out of your grasp
Oh, oof.
Oh, oof.
Rude.
and into her waiting hands.
Oh,
Oh,
oof.
no.
Sick.
And she takes a guarded stance. Utambu, what did you want to do?
Oh. Well.
I'd like to apologize. I would like to make it very clear that I was not in the right headspace. I mean, it got a little too big for my pants that are gone.
I've made a severe and continuous lapse in judgment.
Yes.
I do not expect forgiveness. This will never happen again.
Cool. Hey, let me bring up that cheat sheet of shit I can do without a lightsaber. That'll be real fun.
So,
Let me look up all my stuff. Yeah, let's have a look at those things.
you can attempt to disarm her, with a brawl check. You can attempt to knock the lightsaber out of her hand. That wouldn't be dangerous at all.
No, not at all. Of course not. Why wouldn't it be? Hmm. 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 Neat. That's gonna be fun.
I believe you
She
all,
should
guys.
she should be aware that that lightsaber is unwieldy.
Yeah.
If she's trying to use one-handed.
Mhm.
True, it's a two-handed and a one-handed. That's going to be awkward
It's
as heck.
unwieldy 3, whatever that.
Wieldy 3, bro. What do you got there?
You used to have like agility 3 to use it or something.
Yeah.
I guess. So I have two maneuvers. I am engaged with her, and one of the maneuvers is aim, and it says I can aim two maneuvers to add +2 boost to my next combat check, which I imagine is my brawl check as well. Correct?
Yes.
And so I guess with that, like Utambu would kind of like just slide into a martial arts stance and attempt to get Rendul's lightsaber, knowing for the fact of the matter that if he can get that to Rendul, he believes he can handle his own lightsaber. And so that is what I would like to do. I would like to aim, add 2 plus to my add a boost twice, and try to not get chopped to bits.
Right. So, since you're taking two maneuvers here, you're taking an extra maneuver. That is something you have to spend strain to do.
Mhm.
That is if you're trying to do the combat check as well this turn. Okay. So, you will take 2 strain to really get your aim. And then make an average brawl check. Upgraded once. So 1 red die, 1 purple die. And then add a black die because she has taken a guarded stance. So 1 red, 1 purple, 1 black.
I'm sorry, the purple or that's the difficulty die, right? That's 2.
Yes, but it is upgraded because of who she is.
Okay, so 3.
So one of the purples becomes a red die. In the
Gotcha,
same
okay.
way that your green dice are
Ooh.
upgraded to yellow dice, the purples are upgraded to red.
Sick. Okay. Interessante. And then only 1 boost.
2 boosts because you took 2 maneuvers to aim.
I'm trying to get this. I promise. Math sucks. And then in regards to the destiny points that we have,
Yes.
now that she and I are connected, I have seen a glimpse into her mind. I would like to use one of those destiny points in a sense to get how she is going to be moving to try to best disarm her.
And what that will do mechanically is upgrade your dice pool once. So one of your green dice becomes a yellow.
Nice.
Let's get sassy, y'all. Oh, 3 advantages.
All right, so you are unable to disarm her, but there are 3 good things that come out of this. What do you want them to be?
I would like that almost in our kerfuffle and such. I have now provided Rendul his own opening for one of them. So if he would like to attempt to get it at another time, he has that.
Okay.
I would also like a way in to defend myself. I don't know if that's in regards to during our struggle, I'm able to get behind something, get some kind of high ground, whichever that might be. I don't know if that is how that works mechanically.
High ground,
So
always good to get.
you can spend 2 advantages to perform an immediate free maneuver. So you can move like to disengage with her, or you can use that maneuver to take cover or like take a guarded stance yourself and give yourself additional defense.
I would love to do that. Because now I've essentially, within the struggle, each reaching our hands like almost never touch, but in a way we're able to just dance around. Now her back is to Rendul, and my back is probably to them, and that is Utambu also taking the guarded stance, knowing he has people watching his back.
All right. Awesome sauce. Then we are up to, another NPC slot. Actually, 3 more NPC slots as these droids now
And
get to
they're all
act.
her.
Way.
So, one of these droids is going to take a shot at Kanan, really the one that Kanan is engaged with. Kanan, do you have any defense?
I do have 1 point of range defense, and also if it's the one that was engaged with me, I don't know if being in melee range with me affects his difficulty at all, but also got like sent flying or something, or like it was rocked, so I think that gives it difficulties or something. But yes, I also have 1 point of range defense, so
Okay.
nice.
All right. So that one is going to go ahead and take a shot at Kanan.
No, my good boy.
1 black die from my range defense.
Oh,
'Cause I'm cool.
and fail.
Woo!
Fail with 1 advantage.
Oh.
So its advantage is going to be that it fires at you and you dodge out of the way. But in doing so, you leave yourself vulnerable to the next one's attack. And that next one gets a boost die as it fires at you.
All right, guys. I'm a pretty chunky boy.
So do those cancel then? The boost and his black die? I keep forgetting which one's boosting.
So dice never cancel each other out.
That's right.
Only the effects of the dice do. So
Yes.
you can have a boost and a setback or multiple boosts and setback in the same dice pool. And it's just, the dice pool just keeps growing. They never cancel each other out.
So yeah, there is just no limit to the dice. Truly, it almost
Just anarchy.
just if it all adds together, you're just going.
Yes.
Sick. I love that.
Cool.
Roll
So-
37 boost.
This one hits you with
Okay.
2 successes.
Okay.
So it hits you for 12 points of damage.
No.
Jeez. My soak is 5, so reduces that by 5.
So you only
Uh,
take 7 from that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm still alright. Good.
Awesome. Awesome sauce. And then
Yeah.
it will
Go
and then
over
it
half.
it will let me see. Oh, no, it can't crit. As it does not have enough advantages to do that. So it will it fires you, and I think you're not expecting to be hit by these droids. You're going in, and Kanan is, he's the hero
Yeah.
but you
he's a
take
hero.
a shot to your leg, and it surprises you, and you take a black die to your next attack from this.
Okay.
And the last one is going to fire at Rendul.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
If it's firing at me at such close range, does that count as a melee attack, or is it still a ranged attack, but it's just
So-
at close range?
It is a ranged attack, but at engaged range, it's more difficult than at short range.
Okay.
So they are rolling 2 purples instead of 1 purple.
Okay, got it.
All right. The last one will fire at Rendul. And Rendul, what's your defense at right now?
So it would be. I mean, I don't know. Is it canceled out having lost the lightsaber?
Because your check was successful and everything is kind of happening at the same time, I'm going to say no, you still have the defense from this.
So it would be for ranged. Is that right?
Yes.
It would be 3.
Okay, so that is 3 setback dice I have on this attack.
Hands are getting heavy over there, huh?
Ooh. Which gives me 3 failures and 2 advantages. So additionally, Rev, I think you're kind of lost. You're losing your lightsaber at this moment, and blaster fire is hitting you right around your feet. Like, it's not actually hitting you, but it's too close for comfort, and it's throwing you off balance. So you're going to take a setback to your next check as well.
Okay.
All right, and we have come to the end of round 1.
What is the mechanical effect of its 3 failures or its 3 disadvantages that it had?
The failures have absolutely no effect whatsoever.
Okay.
It's your successes and failures just determine whether you succeed at the roll, and then how many successes you get affect how much damage you do.
Okay.
Yep. So
So-
they're super different from skill checks because it's just combat oriented.
The
Okay.
thing on me must have rolled a hell of a lot of successes, because damn, that's a heavy hit. 12.
Well,
Or they just got super powerful blasters.
if you win,
Fine.
you can take a look at what
Fine. No, we're good.
what they're
We're good.
actually rolling.
We're good. This is fine. We're all good.
But we are up to the stop of round 2, and we have 4 PC slots available to us. So who wants to take the first move here?
Anybody got any ideas? I already flipped a destiny point.
I think. Are we allowed to like converse out of character with this? Like, is that
I
how it
would
works?
say converse in character. Talking is an incidental. So I would rather you talk amongst yourselves.
Kanan will shout out, Laura, put this one down so I can slay the.
You got it. I'll go first.
Ow, my leg.
I'm going to use my maneuver to produce my own lightsaber, which is a Shoto lightsaber. It's so it's shorter than the one that Utambu has, and unlike all of the other members of her party, she holds it in this downward position, a more defensive position for a lightsaber. But she engages the lightsaber, then just doesn't use it at all, and just raises her blaster and tries to shoot the droid that's in front of Kanan.
All right, fire away. That is 1 difficulty.
All right. And do they still have their setback because they have range defense?
That is correct.
Cool. 2 successes.
All right. And I do not even need the damage from you on this because it was 1 away from hitting its wound threshold.
Fantastic.
So you nail this thing with a blaster bolt and it just crumples in front of Kanan. And now, before we move to the last PC slot, I'm going to do something here that I wouldn't normally
Last
do.
PC slot.
Did I say last?
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
I
It's
meant
3 more of us.
next.
Okay.
Okay.
I meant next.
Okay.
Before we move to the next PC slot, I'm going to do something that I wouldn't normally do because I'm not normally a nice guy.
Oh, great.
But I'm going to remind you of something that happened last session.
Oh, no.
Kanan,
Mm-hmm.
you found a lightsaber last session.
I did.
That's all I wanted to remind you
No,
of.
I remember.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Just tossing it out there. Now, we have another PC slot. Who wants to take it? What do you guys want to do?
Speaking of tossing it out there, I'll take the next if that's all right with everyone.
Yeah.
Would this be a maneuver?
I think so.
I will turn towards Rendell, because Rendell's more of a fighty boy. And I'll say, so worry, Rendell! Even in the darkest of times, we are the chosen ones, and we are here to win! And I will toss him my spare lightsaber.
What is he yelling about? Oh Lord. Force be with you.
Just smacks against the wall. Was not expecting that.
Rev, give me an average coordination check.
Come on, don't flop this.
Surely
please.
Kanan has pulled a think fast upon all of us.
And remember,
and-
you have a setback die to your next
I give him
check.
help because I gave him like 3 minutes of like lead up speech before throwing it.
Yep. So that would be.
But how do you throw it? Do you overhand? Do you underhand? Do you like go under the leg? Do you like go backwards? Do you
I raise my
frisbee?
leg up and like under leg throw it. Just whoop.
Amazing.
Wow. 4 successes, 2 threats, 2 light side.
What the fuck?
Whoa,
What
why-
does that mean?
Okay.
Because
I'm
my
sorry.
coordination I can use the force with.
Gotcha.
I'm sorry.
Here's what you can do if you want to mechanically with those 2 light side points. Generate 2 advantages to take away the threats.
Okay.
Because
yeah,
you can
Yeah,
spend
I will do that.
the points 1-to-1 to generate successes and advantages on there. You don't need successes, and if you don't want what I'm going to use those threats for.
yeah, no, I will absolutely do that.
All right. So it just lands in Rendell's hand. Rev, paint me a picture here. What does this look like? Because I think it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I think this, Utambu has gotten moved around, so she is between us, and there's this moment of it coming through the air, and Rendul catches it and ignites it because he's so used to duel that it is facing downwards, but it instantly already starts to go into that pattern of making her aware that there is something behind her and very strongly on the side that blast has just come from, that it's more of like a constant spiral on one side that sometimes goes over.
That sounds amazing.
So fucking cool.
All right,
Oh, yeah.
now, Will, that was your maneuver. What
Yeah.
else do you want to do?
I'm gonna square go like the fucking guy who just hit me, and I'll say, you've made a poor enemy this day. It'll be the last choice you ever make. Ah! Solar flare strike, and I'll go down and fucking hit this dude.
I love
He
this.
named
I
his
love how he
attacks.
announces it.
I'm naming my attacks, babes. Okay, let's roll.
Support this. Now, remember, you have a setback die to this, and it's 2
Yep.
difficulty because it is a lightsaber check.
Okay. Okay. I want you to tell me what this means, please, DM.
Mhm.
4 successes, 1 triumph, 2 advantages.
So what that means, generally speaking, are you familiar with the movie The Karate Kid? When he
I've
goes
seen it,
to
yeah.
sweep the leg, and Daniel just leaps up and kicks him in the face, and
Yeah.
it looks amazing.
The butterfly
Imagine-
kick thing.
Imagine that, but with a lightsaber. That's
Yeah.
generally what happens here. Now, your triumph you can spend to crit if you want. And what's the critical rating on your lightsaber? Remind me.
Oh god, it's like I can't even remember. Critical rating is 2.
So if you want,
You can double crit.
you can double crit, which if you're doing that in one turn, that basically adds a +10 to your critical roll. Instead of rolling on it twice, you roll once with a +10, so you can do a more devastating crit.
Oh, that's so the first one will be a crit and the second will be a crit plus 10.
No,
Alright.
so you would roll one crit, but your second crit is just adding +10 to your roll. The way critical hits work in this game, you roll on a table, 1 to 150, and they get progressively worse as you go up. So right around 140 or something, there is the loss of a limb. Right around 150 is dead.
Cool. Let's do that.
All right.
So I roll a D100 and add 10, yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm also gonna need to know what a perfected solar flare strike looks like.
Oh, wow. That's an 82 plus 10, so 92.
Okay. 92.
Okay.
92 is at the brink. So every action that this droid now takes will give it 1 wound.
Cool.
So how much
Okay.
damage do you do with your attack? That was 4 successes and 1 triumph, so 5 successes total that you're adding.
So 7 plus 5 is 12. 12 damage, ignoring all your armor and all your other stuff and your soak. None of that. None of that shit.
Get out. Get out. Say goodbye.
Get out of
All
here.
right. So paint me a picture. What does this
Okay.
look like as you stab this droid?
So, Solar Flare Strike. What this one is the blade starts low, and with a bit of a quick toss, it kind of like flicks up as he's right in the guard. And as it flicks up, it kind of like scorches upside of the armor. Then it brings around the head for like a big swing downwards. So it comes up, around the head, back down again, and just swam through the collarbone, downwards diagonally, back through the cut that was done on the way up. So it's kind of like bisecting the same strike up and down.
Beautiful.
And it's awesome.
Where your lightsaber interacts with this droid, where your lightsaber connects with this droid, you see it just sparking. And you see there is not really connective tissue. I don't know what it would be called in a droid. Connective wires. Yeah, connective wires in there that are just frayed and on the edge. And you can see as it goes to move, those wires get stretched further and further, as if every time it moves, it's going to be doing damage to itself.
Good.
Because, all right.
Let's see if I can do anything else that's fun. I haven't taken any strain, have I?
You have not.
Nope,
so you could spend some strain to take an additional maneuver if you want.
Yeah, I think I will.
For strain, we get that back at the end of combat, right?
Yeah.
Strain.
If we rest, I think.
You recover some at the end of every combat by rolling a check, and if you rest, you recover all your strain.
What I'm gonna do is I would like to spend 2 strain to get extra maneuver. And I would like my crazy attack to give the assist maneuver on the next person that shoots this guy that I just... No, I want my crazy attack to be like so loud, so obnoxious, and so just attention-grabbing that this lady who's like doing all like force mumbo-jumbo what's it is just like, fuck's this kid talking about, and is distracting her, and assist on the next action that happens to her. That's how it works.
Okay, that works for me. So next person...
I take 2 strain. However, I'm going to immediately second wind one of that strain back.
Okay, awesome.
Because I might as well.
For those watching at home, second wind is a talent that a number of characters can take as they're building themselves out through character creation that allows you to recover strain in combat. Strain is a resource that is basically as much mental anguish, not anguish is too strong, as much like effort as your body can take. It's different from your wounds. It's not necessarily hurting you. It's like exhaustion. So the more strain your character takes, the closer you are to just not being able to function. But it's a resource you can spend and get back a little. You can also spend advantages to recover strain, just if you have spare ones from an attack. Things like that. So it's something that you can play around with, and you don't have to be too afraid of running out of it. Now, we have a third PC slot up next. Who wants to take it?
It's me.
I would love to strike at her. I think that I am, as the strike happens, I'm switching it to stun because I'm still not sure what exactly this is.
Okay. Awesome. So you are going to make an average lightsaber check against her. You have a
Okay.
blue die from Kanan, and one of your purples is upgraded to a red.
No. What do I also get something, or no, that's probably expired. Utamu had given me the advantage on her on his last move.
Then you have an additional one.
Okay. So that's an additional blue.
Mm-hmm.
I got you. We got each other. Back to
Okay,
back.
2 successes and 1 advantage.
Nice.
Beautiful. So firstly, how much damage does that do?
The new lightsaber does 6.
Okay. Plus 2 from your successes, right? So
Yes, 8.
8 total. All right. And then what would you like to do with your advantage?
I think that I'm going to return the favor to Utambu, that I'm going to give him an assist die on what he does next. And then for my maneuver, I'm going to do my specialty version of defensive stance, where I can take strain and upgrade the difficulty of all incoming melee attacks by that same number for the next round. So I'm gonna do 2, just in case she decides to turn around.
All right. So any incoming melee attacks will be upgraded twice against you. So this will be 2 red dice instead
Yeah.
of 2 purple.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Last PC slot of the round.
Hi. What's going on, everybody? Tombu here. Got old no lightsaber boy. So under force power, I have upgrade difficulty for my sense, where it's commit force die, and once per round when I attack targets, I can reduce the difficulty of the pool once. And is that a maneuver? Is that
So, that is committing a force die. Wow, you actually stumped me on something. I believe
I read it. So when an attack targets the force user, so
yes.
I have to wait to get my ass kicked to use it.
Basically, you would
Yeah,
commit
yeah.
that force die, and then as long as that die is committed once per round, any attacks made against you would be upgraded once.
Sick, nasty. I love it. And so, Rev, you gave me an advantage in regards to my next one,
I did.
correct? And then I think Utambu is going to try to do the same thing where he burns both of his maneuvers for another aim and try to get his lightsaber out of her hand, because
Okay.
I have no other means of combat with her. And a horrible lady trying to kill us with 2 lightsabers. That ain't it.
And now,
What about this life?
as I forgot for Rev's attack, she does still have her guarded stance, so there will be a black setback die from that.
Gotcha. So, and then I will be taking 2 strain since I'm doing an additional, because I'm trying to aim twice again and then do a maneuver.
Yes.
Okay, so I take 2 more strain.
Did she react to being hit?
So since you were hitting her with stun damage, you see as your lightsaber makes contact with, let's say, her her arm holding your lightsaber goes limp for just a minute. And you see she has to work to pull it back up. But other than that, her face does not flinch.
About to.
I don't like that at all.
I'm sure
All
it's
right.
fine.
So, pool. I have 2 because I'm a weak boy and I'm doing a brawl check. And difficulty is 3 because she's a badass.
So the difficulty is average, upgraded once. So 1 purple, 1 red, and then you have the black die from her guarded stance.
And then I've aimed twice, and I have an advantage from Rendul.
I think that gives you 3
Mhm.
blues, right?
So it's
Yeah.
3 blues.
Yep.
Teamwork, guys. Teamwork makes the
Yeah.
dream work.
For those
Everyone-
watching at home, this is the hardest part of the game. It's figuring out what your dice pool is for every attack, especially as advantages and assists and stuff are getting tossed around. But once it clicks, I promise you.
That is 2 successes and 3 advantages.
Nice.
Okay. Which lightsaber were you going for?
My own.
Okay, awesome. So you knock that lightsaber out of her hand. And how many advantages did you say you had?
3.
Okay. Well, you can definitely spend one of those advantages to catch your lightsaber if you want, or it can go clattering to the ground.
Gotcha. And in regards to 3 advantages, what can I do to
Mhm.
make sure that she has no advantages going around?
So, if you want to spend all 3, here are some things you can do. You can, with 3 advantages, negate the target's defensive bonuses until the end of the round. So any defense she has, you could negate it. You could um, increase your own defense, or actually, if you did not want to spend an advantage to catch your lightsaber, you can spend 3 advantages to make her drop the other one. So you could knock both out of her hands, and they would both go clattering to the floor.
However, Utambu, being a studious person, realized that last time taking them from people holding them was not difficult. So them being on the ground is no further difficulty for her. So I think Utambu will spend one of his advantages to grab his lightsaber.
Okay.
Because I think it is kind of like he gets his free and he sees the opening, but then he's like, nah, she's going to get that back, and goes to get his. And with the other 2 advantages, how much did you say it is to reduce strain or get that back?
So you can recover 1 strain per advantage.
And if I use that other advantage, I can assist the next person attacking her. So then I can. So again, I've used 1 to catch my lightsaber. Use the second one to recover 2 strain, and then, or is it 1 strain?
1 strain.
1 strain.
And then, so the way it works, advantages, there is a chart of things for what is appropriate for what if you don't want to use them narratively. Now, for 1 advantage, you can give a boost to the next allied character's next check. If you spend 2 advantages, you can choose which ally that goes to, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay. So okay, so just the 1, it's whoever is attacking her next. Is that
Yeah.
that's the advantage? Okay.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. So lightsaber, recover 1 strain, boost to whoever is attacking her next to just kind of show that the tide has potentially turned.
Beautiful. And she now stands there with Rendul's lightsaber.
Motherfucker.
I believe she is up next.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yay.
I wish you would.
Awesome.
I
So
really-
what she is going to do is take a step back away from all of you. Holding the lightsaber out in front of her, she's going to reach out with the Force. And the droid that Kanan destroyed is going to lift up through the air. And she's going to hurl it at Utambu.
I thought she was going to bring it back to life for a second. And I was about to just scream.
That thing is dead. How are you doing that? That thing is not even alive for real.
Ba, ba, ba. One sec while I gather my dice.
I don't like
Scary
it.
Sith lady used yeet.
That's too many dice. I don't like
Wow.
that.
Tombo's about to get clocked.
Okay. So,
Take 1,000,000
That-
damage.
with one success and a little heap of dark side
Oof.
power, let me just check here real quick. I'm going to retract my statement.
Oh,
She does not hurl the droid.
Hmm.
She rips one of the Bacta tanks off the wall and hurls it at Utambu.
Those are supposed to be for healing.
I think you grossly misunderstand the use of those.
You keep using that back tank. I don't think you're using it for what it's supposed to be used for.
no, but it's about to take like hit by a concrete slab of death.
It really is like being hit with a concrete slab of death.
Oh, great.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Would you
So-
would you say that this is a melee or a ranged attack or
It's a ranged attack.
I would like to reflect that bitch.
Okay.
I will take when hit by a ranged attack, suffer 3 strain to reduce damage. Oh wait, the other thing that I had, the force power. To commit 1 force die once per round when an attack targets the force user. Because he's definitely, if he sees force coming his way, he's like, oh, we're going to play that game. Okay. He didn't drop his lightsaber. It's
Okay.
it's hooked around. It's like a Wiimote. Has like a little thing now, so he doesn't lose it.
We're going to have a talk after this about what committing a force die means. But since we did not have that talk yet, yes, we can go ahead and do that. So I'm going to take the purple out that I rolled, upgrading the pool. I'll roll a red instead. Same result.
Oh, okay.
Oh well.
All right.
Now, you were going to reflect that. So how much damage are you reflecting?
Not a lot. When hit by a ranged attack, suffer 3 strain to reduce damage by 2 plus ranks and reflect. So that is a whopping 3 damage I will not be taking. And
Whopping 3 damage you will not be taking. Awesome. And what is your soak?
My soak is 3, and my range defense, if Rendul's thing is still up, is a +2. It's not up.
It's not.
Yikes.
Okay, awesome.
Nice.
So, with your reflection, this only hits you for 17 points of damage. You soak 3 of that, making it 14 points of damage. What is your wound threshold?
12.
Okay. So Utambu
Okay.
goes down.
Ow.
One thing to note in this game, once you hit your wound threshold, you are not dead. You are merely incapacitated. If you take damage up to double your wound threshold, you are dead. But Utambu is down.
And so am I, when it hit me, did I sputter, or am I between the wall and the back to tank? That's what I want to know.
You tell me, what does this look like?
Well, obviously I didn't reflect it, so.
You managed to, I think, with your lightsaber, carve a piece off of it as it was coming towards you.
Yes, in the same way that the man getting hit by a semi truck went, oh no.
And tore off the hood ornament.
Yeah, it's like, it's really good. I put my arm up so that the headlight went flying. I didn't get any plastic in my elbow. Thank God. No, yeah, he is definitely like hit with it full on, and it goes flying past, and his body just skitters across the ground, just spiraling, lightsaber flying out of his hand. He's taking a nap.
And I think he lands right at the feet of Rendul. Now it's the droid's turns. Actually, she's going to take a guarded stance to up her melee defense for 1 round. Awesome. All right, now it's the droid's turns. So, the one that Kanan has taken a big slice out of is going to try and fire at Kanan.
Mm-hmm. 1 range defense for
All right.
you.
Beautiful. Oh, okay. Nothing on the purple dies. Nothing on the black die. And a whole host of advantages. So, 1 success and 5 advantages is what happens
Oh.
with that.
That could be worse.
Yeah, so it absolutely could be worse. It hits you for 11 points of damage.
Jesus.
Only.
-5. So that is 6. Cool. Looking pretty bad.
All right.
Looking pretty bad.
It is going to spend its advantages to crit on you.
Cool.
That is a 96.
Oh, I'm fucking dead.
Oh my god.
Oh,
This combat really turned real fast. So
these do crazy damage. It's like base 10 plus 1.
Almost like we
Yeah.
were at an advantage when you instantly took our lightsabers.
Yeah.
I have 12
With no way for us to
health.
push it back against it.
Just saying.
You and me both. You and me both, Laura.
So,
Uh,
Will,
Yep.
we came very close to. Oh, you won't know this reference because you haven't seen the movie. We came very close to a Darth Vader and Luke situation there.
Oh, Jesus.
We didn't quite get there. Instead, we hit crippled. 1 limb is impaired until healed.
Okay.
Add 1 difficulty to all checks when using that limb.
Okay.
So, 1 is your dominant arm, 2 is your non-dominant arm, 3 is your left leg, 4 is your right leg. I don't know why I said that. I don't have a D4 available. Here I am yelling at all of you to have
Just looking
dice
at
available.
only Force and Destiny die that you're like, these mean nothing to any other game.
That is a 4. So
Okay.
your right leg, right or left, your right leg is crippled.
It'd be the one you got shot in originally too.
Yeah.
It just gets
So I think
double tapped.
you've taken 2 hits to this leg, and this second one hits you right in the kneecap. And
Mhm.
you stumble and go down on 1 knee for a second, and you go to stand back up, and you are in searing pain in your leg. Now, there are ways to heal these injuries, and we'll get to that. But how this will manifest is you will add 1 purple die to any checks where you are using that leg. So that's not necessary. Well, that would be all your combat checks because you have to brace with your legs. You have to support yourself, and any athletics or coordination checks as well.
Jesus.
Things like that. So, in the last 2 seconds, Utambu has been crushed by a bacta tank, and Will has been shot in the kneecap. Kanan has been shot in the kneecap.
Live on
me
stream,
have a bit.
we will be taken down.
I'm out. Wait. Just a bacta tank comes flying through my door.
And the last
Die in
one
the get game, you die in real life.
takes aim at Laura.
I'm going to take the dodge incidental, please. So I suffer 1 strain and upgrade the difficulty of that combat check by 1.
Okay. So I'm going to re-roll this check then, since that it is unfair of me to choose which of the purple dice I'm going to re-roll. Okay. Well, that is much better for you because that takes away the triumph I had rolled
Nice.
and leaves us with 1 success and 1 threat.
Cool.
So it hits you for 11 points of damage. Do you have any soak?
I have 3.
Okay, so
I
that
also,
goes down.
Is it hitting me with a ranged attack?
Yes.
Then I'm my lightsaber like flicks out in front of me, and I'm going to use reflect to reduce that damage by an additional 3.
Okay.
All right, defensive buddy. Okay.
All right, so you only take 5 wounds from that. As it fires at you, it's firing with a blaster carbine. So it's like pew, 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 and you deflect some of them, but one of them still catches you right in the side, and you feel a searing pain underneath your vest. And guess what, guys? We're at the top of a new round.
Jesus Christ.
PC slots.
I think Utambu will go first. If you've ever seen the Peter from Family Guy image of his mangled body just laying there, arm beside him, legs to the side, that's Utambu.
Ah, nice.
Who wants to go first?
How bad does the drone that just shot me look? The droid.
It looks like you could potentially kill it.
Yeah, but it's not going to matter because this girl's going to kill us all one round at a time. I'll kind of look towards Laura, gesture towards the droid, and I'm going for this. I'm going for this lady. I'm gonna fucking kill her. Not on stun. I'm going for it. Do I have to spend a maneuver to get in melee with her, or am I close enough for that?
Actually, since she moved back from Randul and Utambu and Laura, yeah, I think you don't need to spend a maneuver. You can just step over and go to town.
Question, on this roller, there isn't any d8s as an option, so I don't know what I'm supposed to roll for. Or is it just the red die for my leg thing?
For what now?
Is it a leg? Is it a leg or a difficulty die? I don't know what I'm supposed.
It's a difficulty die. You're adding one purple to all checks.
Cool. I'm gonna take 2 strain to give myself the double aim action because none of this, please.
All right.
The purple look like D4, but they're actually D8s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I know this.
Is my advantage from last time still there?
Yes. So Will, to recap, you get the 2 boosts from your aim, you get 1 boost from Utambu's action. The difficulty dice you're rolling are 2 purple and 1 red because she is because of the type of enemy she is, and you also have a black die because of the guarded stance she took.
Okay.
So
that's fine. Yeah, let's go. I'm rolling this. Okay. I am going to use my once per day natural blade master to re-roll a lightsaber check because that was bad.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Not a good boy.
This is better though. This is a lot better. 3 successes, 3 advantages.
all right. So you are dealing 10 points of damage to her?
And ignoring all of the armor and melee defense and all that stuff.
Okay.
Get hecked.
Yeah.
So you have 3 advantages. What do you want to do? You can spend those to crit, or you can recover some strain. What you thinking?
I don't need to recover any strain. I'm good. He's still holding Rendell's lightsaber, right?
Right.
I could make her drop it.
You could.
We have seen it's not been the problem, though.
Yeah, that's not the issue. I'm gonna crit, and I'll spend 1 advantage to give an advantage to the next guy who goes.
Oh, he's gonna crit on the show. Okay.
I'm critting. I'm critting. This lady's gonna get iced. I'm not having it.
All right, roll me a D100.
I'm good. Do you want me to screenshot this? Because I rolled you say you rolled a 96 against me?
Yes.
96. I think I will do a special shout on this as well.
Go ahead and give me that shout as you cripple one of her limbs.
Kanan looks to the droid behind him and is like, time to make a stand, and with a broken knee, but he'll kind of limp over towards this lady, and say, I think a lot of your words just stem from the fact that you're afraid, and I'm not. And I'll get my lightsaber, hold it tight, and go cosmic cut, and then just a downward strike, and cripple her as well, because 96.
All right. Do you want to roll the d4 or shall I?
I don't have a roller up, so you can roll it if you want.
All right. Her leg. In doing so, you slice through her leg and she falls down to one knee. She shudders as she hits the floor. And her face turns back up to you. Says, "You have no idea what you talk of." We are up to another PC slot. Who
I
wants to
respond to
take
that?
it? Oh, absolutely.
But I do know that you're hurting my friends. That's all.
Oh, the goodest good boy. I'll
Well,
take the
this
next.
good boy's gonna fucking die in a minute.
No,
So.
you're gonna be fine.
Woo!
Kanan gave me the nod, so I'm going to try to take out the droid that he had already damaged and try to shoot it.
Fire away. That is an easy shot.
All right.
You,
2 successes.
hey.
All right. What's your total damage on that?
So that would be the blaster is 5, so that'd be 7 total.
Okay. This droid is still up.
Fuck. All right. So seeing that I did not successfully kill this thing like I meant to, I'm going to spend my maneuver to take cover in case it decides to retaliate.
That sounds like a good plan.
Pew!
And now we are up to the last PC slot. Rendul,
Where,
go ahead.
where are the droids in comparison to me? Like, I
So
know
they
this
are-
lady is right here.
They're pretty much on the opposite side of the room from you, and she is over close to them now, close to them and Kanan.
Yeah. Okay. So no matter what I'm doing, I've got to step towards. I got to move to somebody.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that having seen Laura piece out behind something, I'm going to use my
Strategically.
move and close on the one that is almost down, and take a slash at it.
Okay. That is an average lightsaber check.
Okay. One success and one triumph.
I'd love to see
Okay.
it.
So, with your success, you do enough damage to destroy this thing. With your triumph, you're close enough. I would say you can crit on the other one if you want, or you can spend your triumph if there is something narratively awesome that you want to happen here.
I think critting the other one would be my focus, seeing that these things are picking us apart, seeing Kanan get hit, but keep going towards her. I want to free us from these things picking at us.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a D100.
Okay. $98.
Nice.
Wow. We are just crippling.
Good.
96 to 100 is crippled. And we've hit it 3 times.
People go to lose limbs.
All right. So let's see. You hit one of its arms.
Okay.
So it is going to take an extra difficulty die on every attack that it tries to make now.
Okay.
right.
And then that is all I can do.
Okay. Well, then we're up to the NPCs.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, this is us. This is us, guys.
We got this.
Episode 3. TPK.
This woman, oh, that looks terrible.
Mm.
I'm going to keep that on from now till eternity.
Darth Vader taking his mask off for the first time. Oh God, no!
Sorry. All right. This woman in front of Kanan, where her eyes would be meet with yours, and you find yourself staring into this mask that is almost pulsating with light. He said, gathering his dice.
I have 1 point of melee defense. Doesn't matter because she's got a lightsaber, but
So, here's what happens. She goes and throws her hand out towards you, and you find yourself lifted through the air and hurling for a brief moment. But you stop. The force intervenes, and you find yourself regaining your steps, and on your bad leg, you dig with your heel and your hand into the ground as you're being thrown back against the floor, and you stop and hold yourself in place, and you resist what she is trying to do to you right now as she tries to throw you across the room as easily as she did that back to tank. She moves you back just far enough that you are no longer engaged with her in melee. And those
Pray
are
for
the
me.
advantages she gets from that. But her force push fails.
nice.
Now you are just a Kira skidded from the Force. What a champion.
Oh boy.
And seeing everything that is happening now, with Kanan pushed back away from her and Rendul almost in melee range, she is going to move over to the stairs. Right in the vicinity of Laura. Now, this last droid, Rendul, you are the one engaged with it at the moment. And it is going to attempt to fire at you.
Oh, don't do it.
And its difficulty is increased by 1 because of your crit. But that difficulty does not stop it from succeeding.
Okay.
It gives it 1 threat, 1 success, and 1 threat as it fires at you. So it is going to deal 11 points of damage to you.
Okay.
Do you soak any of that?
I do. I've got 2 soak, and I will spend 3 strain to reduce it by 3 with reflect.
Okay, so only 6 points of damage then dealt to you. But a full blast from the carbine right in your chest. And with its threat, I want to reach out to you guys. What do you think this threat should be for the droid?
What part of its body got crippled?
Its arm.
Just falls off.
That would be an example of the effect not equaling the amount of threats rolled.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
But since
Maybe it positioned, like, as it moves around me to fire, it positions itself between Kanan and I.
I like that. So you two find yourselves flanking this droid now as we move into a new round. We have 3 PC slots. Who wants to take the first one?
I think Kanan is very clearly making eyes at that lady and is like, you know, I think barely notices the flanking. So, take of that what you guys will.
This woman is fully like right next to me, right?
You're muted, by the way, Andrew.
I was just making a snide comment. Anyway,
Okay.
yes, the woman is fully in Laura's vicinity right now.
I don't want this. I've seen all of my other party members are so much more experienced than me, and she is making short work of them. Oh boy. I'm going to move away from her. Is this room big enough that I can disengage near this woman and like not be right up next to a droid?
Absolutely.
Okay. I'd like to do that, and I'm going to shoot her with my blaster.
Awesome.
Surely she won't expect that.
I don't think she will. Why don't you go ahead and give me an easy ranged attack?
Cool. Does she have any like bonuses or anything I gotta do?
No. Oh, well, actually, it upgrades to 1 red instead of 1 purple.
Okay, so the only like antagonistic dice I'm rolling is 1 red.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 2 successes, 2 advantages.
Okay. So you shoot her in the back.
Like heroes do.
Any Jedi.
Hell yeah.
Just like they taught me at the Jedi Academy.
Pop out. Coruscant rules.
This is how we do it on
Wild
Coruscant.
card, bitches.
God.
Laura shot
First.
first.
Hey! Jinx.
So you shoot her in the back.
Yes.
And she drops to the ground.
You just kill her? Just shoulder blades her?
I didn't set it to stun.
Good. I mean, oh, Laura, how could you? Another force user lost. Oh.
You have 2 advantages.
Uh-huh.
Want some good things to come out of those?
I would very much like that. Yes, I would love some good things.
So this is not like when I ask my children if they want cinnamon rolls and they say, yes, I would like some cinnamon rolls. What good things would you like?
Yeah, no problem. I'm looking at my list of available options.
He's very sassy tonight.
Yeah, I know. God.
He's got the power of the Sith flowing through him.
Can I spend both of my advantages to give both Rendul and Kanan boost die?
Yeah, absolutely.
I would like to do that.
Oh yeah.
All right.
But for good things, our cinnamon roll is one of them we can get from advantages.
If you come to my house, I always have them in my fridge, and it'll just take me 15 minutes to get them ready for you. And I also have some Swedish pearl sugar to put over the top. Just adds that extra little... Anyway, we have another PC slot available to us.
Question: is she like out cold like Utambu is, or is she just kind of like stumbled a bit?
She is full Utambu on the ground.
Oh no, we've got our first nickname for something in the game.
Are you full Utambu? Are you? It's like, you know what? That's exactly what I wanted my character to be known for. The guy to be knocked the fuck out first.
Is Utambu conscious?
No.
So she's unconscious as well.
Yes.
Oh, this could be a problem.
And we're holding hands.
Oh, they're like
it's like how did this
reaching
happen?
across each other.
What I'm gonna do, and this might be a little I'm gonna. How far away is she? Just one movement away from me.
Yes.
I'm gonna move up to her. Which hand? Because which hand did she summon Rendell's lightsaber into? Which I would assume to be her dominant hand.
Her right.
Off at the wrist. Is that or a killing blow?
I was gonna say if our good boy coup de grace her,
Nah.
Okay, just making a note of that. So slicing
Yeah.
her hand off at the wrist.
Yeah.
Just so you're aware, that is going to generate some conflict.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
A little
No,
bit.
absolutely.
Okay, awesome. She
Keep
does
stealing our
not.
lightsabers.
But that's it. It's the stealing that got you. Okay.
Because
Don't take things that don't belong
is,
to you.
if she Kanan's justification is if she comes back to consciousness, there's nothing stopping her from just yoinking our lightsabers straight back again.
Now she can only yoink
So-
one.
Now she can only yoink one.
So her
So-
right hand is sliced off at the wrist. And this is Star Wars, so we won't focus in on the blood and everything happening. There is no scream, as she is fully unconscious and unable to react to this. I think what we just see is a shot of Rendul's double-bladed lightsaber rolling across the floor from the force of what just happened. Now, that sounds like a full turn. Walking over there and slicing off a hand, we now have another PC slot, and there is still a droid, alive and well, next to Rendul.
Yeah, I will take a shot at it, but I think it's like I almost want to impose a negative on myself because I'm so taken aback by what has just happened. Like we've gotten them into their first combat, and this one dark force user has pushed Kanan towards a very violent act. So I am gonna try to hit this, but I think I'm gonna self-inflict making it harder.
Yeah, I would say go ahead and give yourself a setback die because of the gravity of what just happened.
Isn't that like
And is that a red?
That's a black.
That's a
Or is that
black.
a black? Okay.
Yes.
And you
Isn't
also
that
have
like
you also have a blue from me.
Yeah.
Isn't that typically like a will roll too, or something like that, or is that something more intense, like people forcing into your mind and crap like that?
So that would be against an actual fear effect or something.
Okay. So one success and one triumph.
Okay.
Wasn't that
All right.
scary?
So how much damage are you doing?
So that would be 6, 7.
Okay.
And then whatever happens with the triumph.
So you can spend that to crit, and since this droid already has a critical injury, you get a +10 on your crit roll.
Okay.
This is what happens when you fight a more fearsome enemy. As you stack critical injuries on somebody, it adds +10 for every critical injury they already have for subsequent rolls that you make.
So I rolled a 92 plus 10.
102.
That's big.
That's the biggest one.
Okay, that is the biggest one yet. And this one is maimed. So as Kanan slices off the hand of this woman up top, Rendul, you reach out and you slice off a limb of this droid.
It's contagious.
Limb party. We had 3 maimings, now 2 are coming off. Let's go, boys.
Do you want to roll the d4 or shall I?
Sure. I've got my dice roller up. D4. 3.
All right. So you slice off its left leg. and it falls to the ground. Mechanically, this is going to give it a setback die on any action it tries to take, and it cannot perform actions with that limb. So, it can no longer walk or anything, but it can still shoot at you from where it is on the ground. But it just collapses to the ground. And I got to admit, I love seeing the duality of the Force and things mirrored, good and bad.
There are
Good.
two sides.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I'm unconscious.
Utabu reaches up from the ground and says there are two sides, and then collapses back down. And
And I think to try to break Kanan's focus, as part of an incidental, Kanan, check on Utambu. Make sure he's all right.
Just a nod back.
right, we are out of PC slots and down to one NPC. At this moment, the droid, unsure of what is going on, just starts firing wildly in all directions. By which I mean, I'm going to roll a d4. I think you have sufficiently incapacitated it to where it cannot focus on who it wants to fire at. And it's going to fire at one of you or none of you. 1 is Rendul, 2 is Kanan, 3 is Laura, a 4 is the ceiling. And that is a 2. So it takes a shot at Kanan. This is
Please, slim, bro.
a much more difficult shot
Ranged armor.
because of everything that has happened. And it fails. That is a complete wash. So it fires at Kanan, and blaster bolts bury into the wall just behind you as it fires off a flurry of them. And we are up to the top of a new round. 3 PC slots, 1 droid left. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna shoot the droid.
Go ahead and give me an easy ranged attack roll.
One success, 3 advantages.
All right. You destroy this droid as it lies on the floor. Do you have anything you want to spend your advantages on?
I'd like to. Can I spend them to get rid of my 3 strain?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right. And we are out of the first combat. Now, before we get to the narrative story, we're going to deal with one last mechanical thing, and that is the recovery of strain. So at the end of every encounter, you can either roll a discipline or a cool check. Whichever you would prefer, there is no difficulty. And for every success you roll, you regain 1 strain.
Should we just do that now?
Yes. You do it at the end of every encounter. Pick whichever one you like better.
Do I get one?
Cool.
Or am I dying?
Go ahead and roll 1.
And you said
For me,
discipline or
that's-
cool, correct?
Either one.
For me, that's
Whichever is better for you.
4 successes and an advantage.
All
I don't know what
right.
that does, but
The advantages do nothing here. You just recover
Okay.
4 strain from that.
cool. I'm back to full.
I was the opposite. 1 success,
Oh.
4 advantages.
Can I donate my success to anyone?
You cannot.
All right, then I'm at 0 strain.
All right. So I think we are now looking at hell in front of you. There are the remains of 3 droids on the ground. There is Utambu, whose body has rolled across the floor, and the remains of a Bacta tank crashed behind him. You see this woman lying near the stairs. Rendul's lightsaber lying just a short distance away. What do you guys do?
Aina's last order was to check on Utambu, so he's going to do that.
I'm going to go over and reholster my lightsaber and check her vitals to see if she is still alive.
She is still alive. Now, you know that looking at Utambu and this woman, if you give them a chance to rest, they will eventually recover their wounds and be able to rise again. If you have anything like a stim pack on you, that can immediately be used to recover wounds. Like if you want to stab Utambu real quick. Or there are Bacta tanks in this medical bay. And you know that Bacta tanks heal 1 wound per hour, mechanically speaking. So put in there overnight, either of them would probably recover and be able to walk again.
Do not use that Bacta tank over there. It has my face on it.
That's
Oh,
the
I
point.
thought that was
to
you
not
marking the one that you wanted to use.
Do you have to like? We have to like get that back to tank off Utambu first, right? Because he's crushed against the wall.
No, it hit me in the face and I went skittering.
Oh,
It was,
yeah.
Yeah, I went soaring.
Now, additionally, if any of you have the medicine skill, you can attempt to roll 1 medicine check to treat uh, Utambu's wounds.
that's a funny joke.
Nope.
I think Randul would know that Utambu keeps medical supplies in his pack.
Is having the medicine skill the same thing as having ranks in the medicine skill? Like, is that something where you have to
So
have taken it once?
you do not have to have ranks in it.
Okay.
If you have, I forget which is the corresponding, I think it's willpower. It might be intelligence.
it's
I'm not sure. If you have,
It is intelligence.
Yeah.
okay. Then if you have a good intelligence, you could attempt a roll, and it would be a hard check because he is unconscious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll try to put him into one of the back to tanks and give it the old medicine try.
Okay. Oh, well, you actually don't need to. Your medicine check would be a separate thing. That would be
Oh,
you
okay.
attempting to treat his wounds separately. You can, I mean, anyone can use a back to tank. You
Oh,
can
I see,
just
okay.
shove him in there if you want.
Because he looks rough.
Hey,
We all do, to be fair.
I'm yeah,
I mean,
also
you
quite
look
rough.
stunning, but exhausted. Yeah, I will help lift him into one of the tanks.
I mean,
Right.
we're in the medical bay, right? Do I see any extra stim packs in here?
So, yeah, why don't you go ahead and give me an average perception check?
Okay.
As just generally, you start to look around this room, you find a lot of debris and old medical supplies, some that are way past their use by date. And looking around, it looks like most of what was in here has been cleaned out. But why don't you go ahead and roll that check for me?
So that's 3 successes, but also 3 threats.
Okay, awesome. So,
6 more droids appear.
do any of you have thoughts on what those threats should be? Just throwing it out to the group. If you have a creative and masochistic mind, feel free to toss out suggestions. Otherwise, I do have ideas.
I think maybe like a lot of broken glass in the area, so just kind of like maneuvering around can be difficult, just from the aftermath of the fight.
Okay. Yep. And aside from that, Laura, you find 3 usable stim packs in here.
Cool.
I'm going to hold on to those threats for just a few moments and talk for a minute about back to tanks. Now, Bacta tanks heal 1 wound per hour, as I said. And as you are looking around, there are at least 6 usable Bacta tanks in here. It would be feasible if one of you wanted to stand guard for everyone to get in a Bacta tank, other than whoever is standing guard. If that's something you wanted to do as like you're resting for the evening. Just tossing it out there. It's a possibility. It's something that can be used. You don't have to be dead to go in a Bacta tank. But you find these stim packs, and stim packs heal 5 wounds immediately. Utambu has been shoved into a Bacta tank, and this woman's body still lies on the floor.
If we bring her back up, she's just going to attack us again.
Not necessarily. I mean, probably, but we don't know that.
I don't want to kill her or anything, but...
We've got to find a way to restrain her, and we had no idea what we were going to find here. There are stories of guardians putting those who find new locations through a test. She could have been testing us to see if we were worthy to be here, to help us. There's
Very guilty Kanan looks.
That's not always the case.
I've got some binders in my backpack. I mean, she could maybe break out of those, but...
I think once she wakes up, we'll know either way. If she comes for us right away, we'll know. If she's someone who's guarding this place, trying to test our worth, our mettle, she knows the risk of that. So if she comes to, and I won't say understanding, but if she doesn't lash out at us instantly, we may be able to win her over still. It's hard to know.
How are the two of you doing? If I pop this stim pack, I would be fine if you two need to rest.
Kanan looks fucked up.
Yeah. Kanan, why don't you get one? I can take a pack as well and be all right.
Well, we could save the packs for when we really need it in the middle of a fight or something.
Yeah.
If we can rest, we probably should.
Kid's
In one
got
of the
a point.
tanks.
Can these tanks be reused?
Yes, they can.
Oh, okay. I was thinking it was like once you were in it, you've contaminated it, and it's we're down to 5.
Bacta tanks are reusable items.
Okay, then yeah, I think I'll use one just to save the resource. Then,
Cool.
How do you feel about guarding us?
Me?
Me.
Laura.
Listen, I
Because
know
mechanically,
that this
I
is...
could also be okay with a stim pack.
Yeah. Look, you've earned a little bit of a rest. I know that guarding's your thing, but maybe spread it around a little bit.
All right. What do these Bacta tanks look like?
So if you've ever seen The Empire Strikes Back, Luke Skywalker is tossed in a Bacta tank after they rescue him from the frozen wastelands of Hoth. So it is basically a large cylindrical tube filled with a liquid, and then you put on a breather mask as you go inside of it. So it's large enough to fit a full person. You basically get in there and you're completely submerged. And the Bacta heals your wounds as you are in there. But it's the sort of thing where you just stay in there until you are healed.
Is there like a handle on it? Like how do you get in? How do you open it?
Yep, from the top. So
Okay.
the top opens up and you climb down in it, put your breather on.
I'm wondering if you want to try to tie her up, or do we want to try to put her in one of these tanks and use the binding to latch the top closed? Although that may just generate a bunch of flying glass if she wakes up and
Can't
a
get out.
Yeah, I
mood.
think if she wakes up and isn't happy, she could. Yeah, that sounds like a. She's shown herself perfectly willing of destroying another Bacta tank. No reason
Yeah.
to say that she wouldn't be happy to destroy another. Like the one she threw at Ritambu.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, we'll set about trying to bind her in some way with the stuff that Laura has.
Yeah, so I have binders, which are basically kind of like handcuffs. How does that work if someone is missing a hand?
Can we do hand and ankle?
You could do hand and ankle.
I'm sorry, guys.
No, no. It's good.
No. I love the sunshine getting shown darkness for the first time and it just pushing him.
Fight in
Yeah,
it.
I can't think of a way to attach it to the other arm. I mean, I was thinking maybe at the elbow, but that doesn't like that sounds very uncomfortable.
So is she like hog-tied? So is it like her right arm, left leg behind her, just like
I guess so.
Right. And then are you sticking a rebreather mask on her and dumping her in a back tank?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome.
And I'm going to pop one of the stim packs that I found and heal 5.
Yeah, and I will climb into one of the other tanks.
Yeah.
All right.
I gotta heal 13 wounds, baby.
No problem.
at
I
least
have
you
a
can
lot
take
of I've got a lot of books on my data pad. I'm fine.
Whee.
at least you can heal 13.
All right. So I think the evening passes on at this point. Laura, do you try to get any sleep while they're in the back to tanks?
Uh yeah, I want to try to do like one thing. I want to maybe devote like an hour or two to trying to look up any information about my older brother, like checking obituaries, checking missing persons, checking recent arrests.
All right. Okay, so I think we will. All right, yeah, we'll go ahead and resolve that first. So that would be a computer's check to attempt to scrape that info off the HoloNet.
Okay.
If you are going through back channels
Uh-huh.
and things, that could be a skullduggery check
Mm-hmm.
instead. So
I-
tell me, how is Laura going about this?
Oh, I'm definitely using whatever back channels or criminal contacts I have. I would love a skullduggery check.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and make me an average skullduggery check?
Fantastic. Uh, 5 successes, 1 threat.
So in doing this, you start tracing through, I think, as Laura knows how his money goes. That's not the right way to say that sentence, but Laura knows how to track Kip's finances. Payments going in, where he hides his cash, and that sort of thing. So you start going through all of those channels, hacking into the different banking systems here on Coruscant, and like basically digging into all of his accounting to dig up who he has been working for. And your eyes flick up from the data pad for just a second as you see this woman starting to stir within her bacta tank. And you look back down at your data pad and you think that that can't be right. And you rush through it to confirm some things. Look back up to her as you see her gently tugging her arm and her leg. And you look back down and think, no. No. He's working for the Thrax Syndicate. End of session. So welcome to combat in the Star Wars universe, guys. That got hairy.
We got rocked.
Those things are crazy weapons. Holy shit.
Yeah,
Oh.
I got one shot, y'all.
Yeah.
Did.
One shot.
One shot.
Oh boy.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, diplomacy didn't mean shit.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone, for joining us for episode 3 of the Omniverse Chronicles, Star Wars, Force, and Destiny. What an episode. I loved chat all through this. Thank you for all of the jokes, all of the memes, all of the commentary. Really appreciated it.
I forgot they were there. Like, I was so focused on this fight, I forgot we were doing a show.
Yep, yeah. Well,
Oh
my. All right. So, thank yous. I have so many thank yous. Once again, the force was strong with Twitch chat. Thank you to our new follower, Phenolabe, our resubscribers, Eye on the Ball, Chaotic Blade, I am a T-Rex, who is celebrating 12 months this resub. Congrats on a year. Thank you for the gift subs, I am a T-Rex and Lore Merchant, as well as the bits from Chaotic Blade, Keeper Dace, Penguin, Star Fox Rocks, Just Another Blue, and I am a T-Rex. And if I missed anyone, I apologize. Let's go around and have everyone, let's remind chat who you are and where they can follow you, please.
So, in case you have forgotten or you just now think of me as the person that throws back to tanks at helpless Jedi, I am Andrew Mours. You can find me at Andrew Mours on Twitter, at Andrew G. Mours on Instagram, and that is pretty much it. Thank you all for watching this story. I should stop sounding like I'm wrapping up because I don't have the authority to wrap up. Will, you're next.
Sure. Hi, I'm Will. I played Kanan. It's fine, guys. Guys, it's fine. It's a war. Stuff happens in battles, right? It's all good. She was gonna hit us. She was gonna kill us again. Yeah, what I had to do. You can find me pretty much everywhere as Lap Analysis, because your boy does the fun hitty stuff, whack nerds in a field with a stick thing. Yeah. It is almost 4 a.m. over here.
Nice.
Ka-chow. Thanks.
Hi, Percy Davis at Big Percy Universe on Twitter. I was Utambu, your crushed consular, and boy howdy, combat is hard.
I think it's because we have access to bacta tanks. So it's like, nah, I can afford to just throw crazy murder and like rip your limbs off in the first fight.
Like if they make it through it, they won't die. So.
And you guys thought I was being nice by just saying you could have lightsabers at the start of this game.
Oh, I am Rev. You can find me at Rev Deshane. And if you are here in the audience right now and you are on our Patreon, please please fill out our Patreon survey because we are going to make some adjustments as we always do come the new year. And your feedback is super helpful for us as we make those adjustments to tiers and future rewards and goals. So make sure you fill those out for us.
And to
The
the
link is
guest DMs
on
that
the
come
Discord.
to our show.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. And I am Kim, rapidly reconsidering making a non-combat character in this game, Dalton, and you can find me on Twitter at Kim_Dalton or at The Crit Show. Uh, wow. Okay. Speaking of The Crit Show, it's the stream that you're watching right now. It's also a podcast. New episodes every Wednesday. You should check us out. Upcoming streams. Things are a little quiet around the Twitch because of the holiday in America. So we'll be back next Monday, the 29th at 8 p.m. Eastern for Star Wars Force and Destiny with all of these lovely people you see here and also me. And then Tuesday, the 30th at 8 p.m. Eastern will be our monthly AMA with myself, Rev, and Tass. We're going to be playing some games and answering some chat questions. Let's see, what else? If you missed any of this episode, or if you want to rewatch Utambu get his ass handed to him by a Bacta tank, you can head on over to our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/thecritshow, and give us a subscribe there. This episode will be going live Thursday morning as well. And while you're there, you can catch all of the previous episodes of Star Wars Force and Destiny, as well as all of the other episodes that we've done in the Omniverse Chronicles, plus one-shots that we've done, as well as various video game Let's Plays. So go ahead and give that a subscribe if you haven't already done so. Speaking of the holiday weekend, we are close to Black Friday, and so if you... we are going to be releasing some new merch in our store, as well as some exclusive Black Friday deals that only the people on our newsletter are going to know about. So if you have not already done so, go ahead and click that link and join our newsletter, and you'll be the first to know about the exclusive merch hitting our store, as well as the only people to know about the Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals that are that will live within that newsletter. So I think that info is going to be going out on in the next few days. So, you know, it's probably safe just to sign up for that right now. Am I missing anything?
I don't think so. I've gotten some of the new merch. Ooh, it's good.
I can't wait. I can't wait. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for hanging out. We will see you all next Monday for episode 4 of the Omniverse Chronicles, Force and Destiny. May the Force be with you, chat. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.